Hey fellas, Rusty coming at you, and today we're going to be taking a look at my first case saddleback, or excuse me, Saddlehorn. Now this is the small Saddlehorn. I shouldn't say this is my first because I do have a large Saddlehorn, but this is the Tony Bose, and we'll get to that in the tank stamp here. So I do believe that this is a 2011. And I want to say it's in Bermuda green. And I bought this for about $120 shipped. And that seems to be on the low side of what a lot of Saddlehorns are bringing. I would say you're going to have to pay $125 and up, depending on condition and or, you know, what the blades and the covers and that kind of stuff. So this particular one, I don't have my glasses on. Let me look here. So I can't tell if you can tell how the blades are centered. Anyways, this was, I would say this was in the pocket. It is a, from my understanding, I'm going to bet this is a factory pocket worn bone. But also based upon how the bolsters came, this sucker had seen pocket time. I have taken some case paste and worked on them a couple of times. And the blade had some scratches, and I do believe that those polished out. So good news, I think just tiny little bitty scratches will polish out on a case knife here. So this should be in the 420HC. And as you can see, pretty nice mirrored polish. And just love Tony's blade shapes. This is a clip point with one heck of a top swedge there. Nice nail nick. I've talked before about his grind. It's almost like a case new grind. In fact, this primary grind only comes up to here. So we're going to call that a saber grind. And I think this knife is put together very, very well. Very little evidence of gapping, and it's just smooth all the way through here. So take a look at the back side. See more of the same. Just a great looking blade, in my opinion. Oh, we haven't even got to the best part. And that's the ergos. So with this primary out, yeah, it's great. We'll do some comparisons here. You guys might think it's on the small side, but it does all right. So we're going to have a half stop. Boom. Boom, baby. Okay, so access to the second blade is down here a bit. That was nice. Nice. What do we got here? Hopefully we can see. Kind of, I might call this, in a sense, a Skinner blade. Nice walk and talk. We have that same type of a grind going on the plunge that doesn't come straight up. It kind of curves around. And then it's almost like a trailing point. So a trailing point, I think, would normally come above the handle. Well, this trailing point, a point comes at least, it seems like is at least as high is the back of the blade, but the back of the blade's not as high as the handle. It starts to cant down, and that would make just a nice Skinner, but just an overall, that gives you this belly right there, you know, which a lot of people I think could appreciate. And let's see, again with the ergos, that's very good. Very, very good. So we'll bring out a couple comparison knives. Which one do we do first? Oh, let's continue with Tony Bose knives. So Tony Bose also does the Saddlehorn. And this one is a 2024 model. And this is in the pocket. No, what is this? Oh, it's just right there. Kentucky Bluegrass. so we can see a difference between Kentucky bluegrass, which has been used by Case over the years, and Bermuda, also used by Case over the years. And it's a real good depiction, if you will, of the colors. And I do think that these are both popular colors for the Case lineup. But I didn't get this out so much for the bone. I got this out for the blade. And I've always just been impressed with the blade. He does this little tiny swedge right up here. The ergos, very comfortable. Oh, the grind is just a mixture between a traditional Case grind. I'll get out my other comparison knife, which is a mini trapper. See how that grind comes straight up right there? And this one, yeah, the grind, okay, sort of disappears at the top. So right here, so here I can feel that plunge grind. It's just not a straight one. So we get these, whereas let's get our clip points out on all these. This is a Kentucky bluegrass mini trapper, which I got out for a size comparison and a color comparison. And to be honest, guys, I love the mini trapper, but if I could afford, I maybe have 10 or 12 of these. And if these were available and affordable, this is going to run you, I think, maybe 60 bucks, 120. So you can buy 2 of these for every one of these. I'd have 10 or 12 of these. Man, instead. So half stop, boom. And this is a weaker. You can just hear that tink sound. What do we got? Secondary blade. And that's your secondary blade there. We'll compare them side by side. Definitely. So this is the same kind of idea where you can, if you're going to skin something, you don't want to punch through the skin. You just want to peel it away. And this is not designed to poke through and end up, if your knife tip gets through there, you're going to be cutting that skin. So, don't remember if I was comparing these blades. There's your clip point. And just for poops and giggles, we'll show off other Tony Bose blades and just these little hints of top swedging, which I think is really, really cool. And on the final, on this spade blade, you can see that. And I'd call this more of a Skinner blade. So can't tell you much about the history of the Saddlehorn. I tried to look it up. They're kind of elusive. I know Tony's passed on, Tony Bose. And I do believe these are discontinued. Although it would be great if they bring them back as a vault pattern. Man, imagine. You know how many Case knives they did in the razor pattern? You imagine this and all those. Whew. I'm going to be picking up another one of these if I can find them in that same 120, maybe 150. Again, depending on condition, options, kind of stuff. So, hey guys, I've gone on long enough. I want to thank you guys and show you on the way out Kentucky bluegrass, Bermuda green, and Kentucky bluegrass. Okay, thanks now.